Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I always say that, so if you are new then just welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little update. It's a well overdue update. About 2 years ago I filmed my top 10 foundations. They were all luxury high-end foundations and you guys have loved that, and if there's one video that you guys keep asking me to refilm or to update, it is my foundation picks. So relatively recent, I think it was last year, I did my favourite concealers, but I haven't done the foundations for a while. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. I'm mixing it up a bit though. There are a few high street brands as well as my luxury foundations. But if you know me at all by now, you'll know that I would rather spend the money on getting my base right, and then I think that the rest of the makeup will just always look better. So in terms of where I spend my money, it is on skincare and on foundations. So the majority of them, just looking at them, the majority of them are actually luxury foundations. Again, I'm so sorry, but part of that is also because with my skin tone, it is really hard to get the right match in a drugstore foundation. I find that they don't go dark enough, and I know that there's also the problem that sometimes they don't go light enough. So I do tend to end up going for the higher priced foundations. Well, I've probably rambled enough, so let's get started. But while I do, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for 2 videos a week, Wednesdays and Sundays, so you can stay up to date. And yeah, I'm just going to go in. There's no particular order, I think. I'm just going to pick up what is next to me. In an ideal world, I would have checked back on my previous foundations video and checked what I included there and what I didn't. But I haven't done that. So this is really just what I am loving right now, or have loved. And I say that because I'm going to start with a few empties. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I love this foundation. I will be repurchasing this one again. In fact, there's 3 or 4 empties and I actually would repurchase all of them. They're great foundations, the ones I'm going to talk about. This is Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. It is loved by beauty editors and beauty bloggers and non-beauty people as well. It's a really beautiful foundation. It never fails to deliver. It always gives the best coverage, just the right amount of coverage, the right amount of dewiness, the right amount of everything. If I'm filming a video for like YouTube like this would be normally the foundation that I would turn to. It just gives the most beautiful finish on camera as well. Obviously not today because I've already run out of it, and I've held on to the empties because I wanted to film this for you guys. I wear this in the shade 9, which is perfect for me. It gives a slightly brightening effect, but it's not lightening my skin in any way, so it doesn't make me look ashy pale or like I'm wearing a mask. Moving on to another empty. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I have raved about this foundation for so long, and you haven't heard me talk about it recently because it's empty. I haven't used it for a long time. When they launched this foundation, I think there were 12 shades. I am in the darkest shade, which I think is called Caramel. Yes, that's called Caramel. So this was the perfect match for me. Quite similar, I think, in terms of the finish to the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, but a slightly more coverage. Really loved this foundation as well. Squeezed out every last drop. It's great for all skin types. It gives great coverage if you've got any blemishes or anything like that. It will cover it up beautifully, and you can apply this just as well with a brush or with a beauty blender. It works beautifully. I don't know if they have introduced any new colours, new shades into the range or not. It might be worth checking, because I know that I had some friends who were slightly darker skin tone than me. When this launched they couldn't wear it, but I don't know, maybe there is. Another empty. This is the Marc Jacobs Genius Gel Foundation. I wear this in the shade Fawn Deep. Another perfect match for my skin tone. I love the finish and the coverage that this gives. It gives a real skin finish. I love the slightly gel-like formulation of it. The formula is beautiful to wear, very lightweight on the skin, yet it gives the coverage that you need. It's buildable as well, but buildable only up to about a medium coverage, I think. But I really love this for just an everyday makeup, and it just goes on beautifully with or without primer. Perfect match for my skin tone, and ultimately that's what it is about for me. I want the perfect match. I'm prepared to put up with different formulas and different finishes if it is the perfect match for my skin tone. So far all of the ones that I've shown you have been absolutely perfect, no mixing required. Moving on to a slightly more affordable foundation. This is from EX1 Cosmetics I think this is coming in at about £12–15, something like that. It's not more than that. The range was originally created for more olive, Mediterranean brown skin tones, so the pigments really suit this skin colouring. I know that the colour range has been expanded quite a bit now, so you can get it for nearly all skin tones, I think. But great coverage, a great foundation for the price. It's almost like a budget buy foundation, but with the right skin matching pigments for me as well. I think I've probably talked about this before. This is the By Terry Light Expert Click Brush, and it's basically your foundation and brush in one tube, which is absolutely brilliant for doing your makeup or touching up on the go. It's literally one of these ones where you push this, you click this little button at the bottom, and the foundation comes out at the top there, and you just apply it directly onto your skin with the brush. It's a really lovely formulation. Obviously this comes from By Terry, so there's skin loving benefits to this foundation as well. I would say that this is light to medium coverage. You're not going to get a heavy coverage with this, but it is perfect for touching up your makeup on the go as well. It's really good for just popping into your makeup bag, and this colour I wear is perfect for me. This is number 11 Amber Brown. I think this was the darkest shade when the range first launched, but there have been, I think, 4 or 5 new shades launched, including some darker ones as well, so that is great too. It gives, I don't know if you can see that, but it gives a really lovely illuminated, radiant finish to the skin as well. This is not a matte foundation, but it's not super slick and greasy either, so really lovely actually for now, the coming season where I'm going more for a dewy look. This is going to be one of the ones I turn to on a regular basis. Sticking with By Terry, but moving from a lighter coverage foundation to a much more full coverage foundation, it's the By Terry Terribly Densiliss foundation, and the reason I am showing you 2 of them is because I mix these 2 shades to get my perfect match. And this is the foundation that I'm wearing right now. It's the foundation I turn to when I'm going out for a big event, like a big black tie event or a formal dinner or anything like that, where I need my face to look absolutely flawless and perfect. This is the one that I turn to. To get my colour match, I normally use about 2 pumps of the lighter one and about half a pump of the darker one. So just to tell you that I'm mixing up shade 8, which is Warm Sand, and shade 9, which is Intense Mocha. There are shades that have been introduced that kind of sit between these 2, so I don't think I would have to mix any more. But seeing as I have these, and they're not cheap, they are about £75 each, I might as well finish these up. They give the most beautiful full coverage, but still it looks like your skin. It's not shiny. You can set it with powder, but you don't have to, which I also love. And it stays in place all day or all night whenever you're wearing it without any touching up needed. So this is definitely an investment purchase, but it definitely is worth it. On to another stay all day foundation. This is from Urban Decay. This is their Naked Skin One and Done. I'm probably about halfway through this tube already. This foundation also has an SPF of 20 in it, so it's great as an everyday, all day foundation. I wouldn't use this if I was going out at night and if I thought there was flash photography going to be used, because I don't like SPF in my foundation that I use at night, because you do get that flashback sometimes. But for a daytime foundation, this is absolutely great. It just goes on really easily. It stays on all day. It's one of these little pump action tubes, so I literally just apply a little dab on 4 points of my face and then just blend that in with a brush. I don't know what else to tell you about this. Urban Decay, always great products, and this one is fabulous. I know there is one called All Nighter. I haven't used that one yet because I'm really happy with this one. I guess the All Nighter won't have SPF in it though, so that would be great for the evening, because I definitely wouldn't want to use this at night. Oh, and I'm in the shade Medium. That's the one I wear. I don't think I use Stila products enough, but I've been reconverted back to Stila with this, and this is their Aqua Glow Serum Foundation. It comes in this bottle, which has a little pipette style applicator. So I literally take a few drops of this, again, one, like I did with the Urban Decay, 1 drop on each of the 4 corners of my face, as it were, and blend that through either with a beauty blender or with a foundation brush. I like to use a buffing brush rather than a, I don't know, like a paint style brush. This is such a lovely daytime foundation. It's not heavy, it's not cakey, it's very light on the skin. I guess because it is a serum foundation, but it gives enough coverage for the day, and because it's so small, if you do carry around your makeup in your bag, this would definitely fit into an everyday makeup bag. Moving on to what I would term almost like BB/CC creams that are foundations as well. So the one I've loved for quite a long time is the Complexion Rescue from Bare Minerals, and this is their tinted, what's it called? Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. It's almost like a full coverage BB cream. It's very, very, very natural looking, but that's not to say that it doesn't give you coverage. It does. It gives beautiful coverage, but with a lovely hydrating dewy finish to the skin as well. I find that this gives me a really beautiful airbrushed finish to my face, which not all foundations do unless I'm using a primer. I don't use a primer necessarily under this, and it still gives me a beautiful airbrush finish, so I love that. And there's a huge number of shades. I forget how many, but there is a very, very large number of shades in the range, so you're pretty guaranteed to find a shade that matches you perfectly. Like the Marc Jacobs one, this is a slightly gel formulation style foundation, so it's very light on the skin as well. You won't feel like you're caked in makeup, which I find really, really annoying. I hate that feel of like wearing a mask of makeup, especially as the weather hopefully will get warmer outside, and we want to make sure that we've got a bit of a more natural look and let our skin shine through. And last but not least is one that I've been talking about a lot recently, so you'll definitely have heard about this from me. This is the Jane Iredale Glow Time. Let me just give you the full name. It's the Glow Time Full Coverage Mineral BB Cream, and I fell in love with this the day that I used it. It is beautiful. It leaves the most beautiful, radiant, dewy, glowy, hydrated, illuminated, all those lovely things. That's the finish it leaves on my skin. It gives me enough coverage. At the moment my skin is being really good, probably because I've been looking after my skin from the inside out as well with my supplements and what I'm eating and drinking and all of that good stuff. So this is enough coverage me. It's a full coverage, but it's not a full coverage foundation. It is a full coverage BB cream, which is enough for me right now. So this is what I've been using. I apply it either with a brush, or I've actually just applied this with my fingers when I'm in a rush. Gives them lovely, lovely finish. It stays all day. It keeps my skin looking radiant and dewy and hydrated all day. So that is the final one in my roundup of my current top 10 foundations. So I know that I whizzed through those, but if you want any more information about any of those foundations that I'm talking about, then please let me know. Definitely check back to my previous video, which I will link for you somewhere up here or in the information box down below as well. Most of those foundations that I mentioned in my previous video I still really, really love. I'm thinking back, the YSL ones I really love still. I'm trying to think which other ones I featured in there. Can't remember now. There may be some overlaps from the last video to this one, but that's just testament to the foundations. But yeah, so thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if any of those are already in your foundation favorites, or if you're intrigued to try any of the ones that I've talked about. Definitely ask me any questions about the foundations in the comments box below. I literally whizzed through them really quickly just because otherwise this video could have been like an hour long. So I've just rushed through them, but hopefully you can ask me any questions. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and check my Instagram stories and Instagram live for daily updates and chit chat from me. If you did like this video, then please don't forget to subscribe. I post twice a week on Wednesdays and Sundays. I will put a little subscribe button somewhere here, or you can click the subscribe button down below, and don't forget to click the little bell icon next to the subscribe button, because that way you will be notified when I upload a new video. Oh, and do give this video a thumbs up if you did like it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!